Good morning, guys. Welcome back to the channel. Tell you what, you guys love to stir up drama and bullshit. And over the last couple of weeks, I've been having a lot of people reach out to me or comment on other videos that I've posted on YouTube, trying to stir up the issues with myself and Randy from Auto Auction Rebuilt and TK from TK's Garage. And so this video is to shut this shit down because this stuff is over. There's nothing else to say. But a lot of you guys continue to send me the video that Randy put out 2 months ago, 2 months ago, and are still trying to poke the bear and start more shit. So anything that I post on YouTube, people are commenting about Randy or about TK and about the issues that went on. So I've been blocking them left and right, blocking them left and right. And so anyway, let's get into it real quick. This is going to be a fairly short video, hopefully. Randy, if you're watching this, my sincere apologies. I thought this was done. I know you've had absolutely nothing to do with this. You haven't said anything else since the last video. So please stay tuned and watch this, because this isn't going to be the type of video that you think it is, where I'm like trying to fuck with you. So let's watch the video. So to give a little bit of context for those of you that are probably clicking on this video and wondering what in the hell is going on, I thought ESOL World or Life's Unpacked or whatever, I thought this channel was done, and so forth and so on. I've heard this, that, and the third. So let's kind of clear the air. Let's talk about this real quick. This is going to be the last video that is done about this, and I'm going to warn each and every one of you guys that are watching this video now that if anybody else comments on any of my videos and is trying to antagonize or spread mistruths or start more drama about what happened with Randy, TK, and I, you're just going to be blocked. And I'm not going to respond. I'm not going to give you guys any attention whatsoever. But, you know, I want to address this because I'm fed up. I'm absolutely fed up. I've got a lot of shit going on in my life right now. We're in the process of buying a house. We're trying to move. We're doing this, that, and the third. And I'm trying to build back my channel and my social media presence and things like that. I've got TikTok going good. I'm monetized on TikTok now. I actually sell products on TikTok and making very good money actually on TikTok. And just got my YouTube channel remonetized, or this one monetized again. And so I'm trying to put out content. I'm trying to leave all this negative drama and bullshit behind. However, there's a lot of you guys that y'all feed off of drama. That's all y'all want. Y'all want drama. And if it's not drama, you're not interested. So here's your drama for the lifetime of this channel. And there's not going to be anything else said about it. And so if anybody else has anything else nasty to say about myself, Randy, or TK, you're just going to be blocked. And that's just going to be the bottom line. So back in July, and again, this is just to give you guys some context of what's going on for those that may not know. Back in July, I posted a series of videos on my channel. At the time, my channel's name was ESOR World, ESORWORLD. For those of you that's always wondered what ESOR World is, ESOR is my last name spelled backwards. My last name is Rose, R-O-S-E. ESOR is my last name spelled backwards. There you go. Cat's out of the bag. So there was a series of videos that I posted on YouTube because I had gotten a lot of misinformation from another YouTuber who was claiming that Randy from Auto Auction Rebuilds was reporting videos and was making homophobic comments and was making racist comments about their wife. And I mean, the list goes on and on. There was a lot of things that was said. Me being naive and stupid, believed, because I thought at that time that this individual was a good friend of mine. This is somebody who I've traveled from Chicago to Vegas to go see. I have traveled from Hawaii to Vegas to go see. I have went from Chicago to the Carolinas, where his now ex-wife lives, and hung out with her. And she's drove up here to me. When my father passed away, she went and picked up my father's vehicle in Florida and drove it to me in Chicago because I have a dog and I couldn't get away. And so, like, we were very close. So I never in a million years would have ever thought that this individual was filling my head full of bullshit. And what it boiled down to is it was all bullshit. It was all lies. And so I cut this individual out of my life. Well, and prior to me doing that, I started making a bunch of series of videos on YouTube talking about how Randy had done this and that and blah 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 blah. I also discovered that at the time that Randy's channel name Auto Auction Rebuilds was not trademarked. I reached out to a trademark attorney, spoke with them, got a lot of information, and ended up starting the process of purchasing the trademark for Auto Auction Rebuilds. Now, I know in a bunch of videos, Randy had mentioned that there was implied trademark or something like that, and that I would have never been able to get the trademark. Yes and no. So, implied trademark is a thing. However, it only pertains to the general area in which he lives. So what that means is nobody in the state of Oklahoma, or nobody probably even in the state of Indiana, would have been able to gain that trademark. That's neither here nor there. That's directly from an attorney's mouth. I know Randy has different views on that, but that was directly from an attorney. And so I'm not a lawyer. I don't know. I just know that I had started the trademark process through a website, through a company. Everything was going good. I did finally rescind that trademark after Randy and I had an opportunity to talk, and I discovered that I had been fed a whole bunch of bullshit, and I felt absolutely horrible. I had websites and stuff like that that I had already made for autoauctionrebuilds.com and so forth and so on. I even tried to give those to Randy as kind of like a white flag to say I'm sorry. He declined. He didn't want them, which is fine. That's up to him. But anyway, so after all of those videos and stuff were made, and Randy and I finally had an opportunity to talk via email, I quickly discovered that 99.99999% of the stuff that had been told to me by this other individual was a lie. There was times where this individual would call me up and get me on the phone, and we would talk about a whole bunch of shit that was going on. They would give me advice or tell me that I should do this, this, and this, and this. And then they'd hang up the phone and they would text or call Randy and tell Randy that I said that I was going to do this, 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 and this, when all reality, it was that person telling me that I should do this, 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 and this. So it was a whole bunch of drama. It was a whole bunch of BS. Everything was squashed. Randy and I haven't spoken to him in probably 2.5 months or so. But the reason I'm doing this video is because you guys keep commenting on other videos that I put up, and you guys are commenting and saying things about Randy, or saying things about TK, or saying things about myself. And I've been sent links. I don't know if you guys keep seeing me look off the screen. I'm reading this long article that was written, and I'm trying to find out where the hell the source is. It looks like maybe it's just AI generated. I don't know, but this is something that was sent to me several different times. And it's crazy to me. It's crazy to me. So let's read this first so I can get this off the screen and stop diverting my attention to what message I'm wanting to give right now. And then let's address the video that you guys keep sending me that Randy put out on July 23rd of this year. Mind you, I watched this video. I didn't have any issue with anything that he said in this video because a lot of it was true. A lot of it wasn't true. Well, let me rephrase that. A lot of it was true. There was some things that he got wrong. However, it wasn't important to me. I didn't really care. But because you guys keep sending me the video and keep asking for comment and keep asking me to say something, I'm going to say something, and then we're going to leave it alone. Nothing else is going to be said. And so, Randy, I apologize that this is getting brought up again. Sincerely, was done with this bullshit. But let's read this. So it says AI overview. And just so you guys can see, this isn't something I'm just making up. This is something that's literally on the screen of my computer that I was sent from several different people. And it's entitled ESOR World and Auto Auction Rebuilds Beef. It says the terms ESOR World and Auto Auction Rebuilds and Beef all refer to a series of ongoing disputes primarily involving YouTube personalities Randy Shear from Auto Auction Rebuilds, Shawn Rose from ESOR World, and TK from TK's Garage. These conflicts escalated from online disagreements to serious legal and business repercussions, including a dealership shutdown. Randy's dealership never shut down, so that's inaccurate. Accusations of copyright infringement, that is accurate, and formal complaints to regulatory bodies like the EPA, that is accurate as well. And we're going to address that as well because, we're going to address that. So it says key individuals. Randy Shear, Auto Auction Rebuilds, AAR Auto Sales, runs a YouTube channel focused on rebuilding and flipping auction cars and previously operated a wholesale dealership. It's not previous. He still operates a wholesale dealership and trying to get his dealer's license, and I hope he does. Shawn Rose from ESOR World operated a YouTube channel featuring COPART and IAA walkarounds and was involved in a conflict with Shear, TK, and others. Ultimately, a cease and desist was issued and the channel was shut down. That is inaccurate. The conflicts, yes. Cease and desist, inaccurate. My channel being shut down, inaccurate. I shut my own channel down, but I never received a cease and desist. But that's something that we're going to get into because I heard that a little bit in Randy's video, so I do want to clear the air on that. And then I'll actually give you guys links in this video where you guys can go verify this through court records. It's not just something I'm just making up. It says the other key individual was TK from TK's Garage. This is another YouTube personality who was a central figure in the disputes. Boy, is that an understatement. Says the disputes. Copyright and trade name conflicts. Shawn Rose claims Randy Shear and AAR Auto Sales stole his trade name and rebranded themselves as Auto Auction Rebuilds, a claim refuted by Shear. That's inaccurate. I never claimed that they stole my name. If anything, I was trying to take Randy's name. Regulatory complaints. A person implied to be Shawn Rose made complaints to the Environmental Protection Agency, EPA, and state authorities, leading to inspections and a forced shutdown of AAR Auto Sales LLC. That part of that is true. The rest of it is inaccurate. They did not shut Randy down. Randy is not shut down. As any of you guys know that watch his channel, he is still very much operational. I think from his own mouth, he did say something about his license expires sometime this year, and he's trying to get his dealer license. But you guys go watch his channel for all of that updates. That's not my doing. As far as EPA and all of that, yes, I did report it. And I told Randy this in like the first or the second email that I ever sent him. I never lied to him about that. I never hid, the fact that I had reported him. And I reported him because this other individual told me that's what I should do. And I didn't know how to do half that shit. I was shown how to do it. But neither here nor there. It is what it is. It's happened. And hopefully, hopefully it doesn't ruin Randy's life any more than it already has. Number 3, accusations and disparagement. Shawn Rose was accused by others of making false, disparaging remarks about individuals and their business. Number 4, legal actions. The conflicts led to a cease and desist order and possibly a lawsuit against Shawn Rose and a general agreement to end the public disputes between the individual involved parties. That's all inaccurate, except the agreement for us to end the disputes. I never received a cease and desist, ever. And I think where that cease and desist is getting brought up, this is AI. This has got to be AI. Um, where that is getting brought up is from the video that Randy put out July 23rd. That one was entitled "Who Really Turned Me Into EPA in the Oklahoma Car Whatever." Um, so let's talk about that real quickly. Okay, so the video that Randy had put out on July 23rd, he makes a lot of remarks or comments, and so I want to address those because a lot of you guys are, under the assumption that my channel was forced to be shut down because I received a cease and desist letter. The cease and desist that Randy mentioned in there, and this is why I think this AI is claiming that I had a cease and desist put up against me, which is inaccurate. Randy mentions in there that the individual that he was talking to at COPART indicated that I had a cease and desist from them, and so forth and so on. So let's get into that story really quickly, and let me explain to you what happened with COPART. And then there's going to be a link in the description box below with a link directly to the state of Hawaii, the court system. You already know my name. You can put my name in. You can look it up, and or I'll see if I can just put a link directly to that case. Would make it easier for you guys because I know some of y'all are too lazy to do it. But I dropped the case against COPART because COPART ended up settling out of court because they admitted they were in the wrong. So what ended up happening was when I first started out my channel, TK from TK's Garage got me set up with COPART to film. At the time, I was still living in Hawaii, and Hawaii, they're a weird bunch of people. They don't like mainlanders. They don't like white people. They don't like anybody from the mainland because they feel like that we're there to just fuck them over. And being that, United States came in and stole their land and made them a state and stuff like that, I get the resentment, but at the same time, a majority of us that are alive today aren't the ones that did that. So I know I had nothing to do with it. So whatever. So TK had set up for me to start filming with COPART because I had tried to do it several different times directly with the yard there, but they wanted nothing to do with me. TK got it set up. I was able to start filming with COPART, and I put out a ton of videos. I think I had like 250 something videos from COPART within like a year period. Had bought 17 vehicles, I think it was, within a year period from COPART, and my channel was doing okay. A lot of complaints that I had with people with my channel and stuff like that was I didn't go in as much detail as like Randy does with videos and stuff like that. And for me, I just don't have the attention span. If I come across a vehicle and I look at a car and it's something that I'm generally interested in, I can spend all day playing with it and stuff like that. The other issue was in Hawaii, it's extremely fucking hot. And so I'm standing out at 10 o'clock in the morning and it's 95 degrees and the humidity is like 100%. I'm sweating my ass off. The first thing I'm thinking about is let's knock this damn video out and get back in the damn truck with the AC. So anyway, long story short, purchased like 17 cars from COPART. Now, Randy can probably confirm this when I say this. With COPART, when you purchase vehicles, you're given a total on the screen in your seller or in your buyer seller account, and they give you a general idea of about what it's going to be to get that vehicle out the gate. Now, in my experience in Hawaii, I've had a few times where I had went in to pick up a vehicle and the price was actually a little bit different than what had been displayed on the screen. So I had gotten into the habit of when I went to the bank to get a cashier's check for the balance, if it showed online that the car was $556 or something like that, I got a cashier's check for $600. And so COPART doesn't give change. So what they did was, if I walked in there for a $556 car and I had a cashier's check for $600, that difference was put onto my account as a credit, and and I could use it at a later time if I wanted to. I always forgot about those credits. I never ended up using them. I also found it really difficult to navigate the COPART website, so I never really knew where to look to see what my credit balance was. So I just kept building more credits. Well, at one point, I had a little over a $2,000 credit balance with COPART. Now, I ended up having an issue with the local yard. The local Hawaiian broad that ran the place was extremely nasty. She didn't like me. She didn't like me being out there filming. She thought I was sending everything back to corporate and was telling on them and stuff like that. And there was a lot of shit going on at that yard that probably shouldn't have been going on. Um, with that being said, for those of you that have been watching me for a long time, you guys know I have a sharp tongue. I don't take shit. If you keep pushing me, I'm gonna snap back, and I don't care who you are. You can be the president of the United States. I'm gonna cuss your ass out. So that's essentially what ended up happening at the Copart yard. She kept on being rude and disrespectful to me and nasty and making her little snide comments, and I finally snapped, and I ended my relationship with Copart. So I canceled my membership with Copart, and I requested a refund of all of the funds that were in my account. Copart, after like over a month of me just continuing to hound them to get them to send me my money, the um, God, I just went blank. The social media person at the time was Robin, and that's who um, Randy was mentioning or commenting on, whatever. Um, So I had kept reaching out to her and telling her, I need my money. I need my money. She kept promising me that it was being sent out, blah, blah, blah. I finally received a check. I deposited it into my business checking account, which was a fairly new account with Central Pacific Bank in Hawaii. And ultimately, the check came back NSF. Now, just like anybody else, when a check comes back NSF, you guys are going to lose your shit. You're going to be upset, especially when it's $2,000 and you're waiting on this money to come back to you. I figured that something, I don't know what I figured, to be honest with you. I had no idea. um, I ended up reaching out to Robin again, uh, explained to her that the check came back NSF. It ultimately ended up causing me issues with my bank account because it was a new account. It was I think the very first check that I had ever deposited into this account. And because of that check coming back NSF, they ultimately ended up closing my account because they thought I was trying to commit fraud. Um, Long story short, I kept on calling Robin and calling Copart, and they never made it right. So ultimately, I ended up filing a lawsuit against Copart. And during that time, when all of that shit was happening, I started posting a bunch of videos about my issues with Copart and what happened and my dislike for them and so forth and so on. Now, in this video that Randy put out July 23rd, he mentions in there about that and says that he couldn't exactly remember why he was so upset. He admitted that he went onto my channel and left a comment. And the only thing that I can remember about the comment that he posted, because I can't remember a lot of it, but the one thing that I do remember, and now looking back at it, it's like whatever. But the one thing that I do remember that he had said was, Copart is going to destroy you. You don't have a pot to piss in or a window to throw out. You're not going to win. Ultimately, I did. They settled out of court and paid me more than what I was owed. And I have proof of that. It's court documents. Um, so so I started bashing Copart. Well, Randy seen the videos. He got pissed off. He commented, whatever. About that time, that's when this other individual that was in our lives started putting things in my head, telling me that Randy was doing this, this, and this, and this to me. um, so in Randy's video, he mentions that he was told by Robin that they had sent me a cease and desist, and that's why I had shut my channel down the first time when I had a little over 13,000 subscribers. That is inaccurate. That is a lie. That is not the truth. A cease and desist was never sent to me. And I'm not saying that Randy's lying. He was probably lied to by Copart, or I don't know. I don't know. But I don't think Randy is saying that just to start shit. Um, the So anyway, long story short, Copart, I had Copart served. with the lawsuit in Hawaii, and then also in their corporate office. I forget where they're, I think Dallas or somewhere. I forget where it is now. And had them served. Within just about a week of them being served, their corporate attorney reached out to me and wanted to get the facts of what had happened and all of that. So I didn't have an attorney because I was doing this as a small claims case. So I have a good family member of mine that is actually an attorney in another state. And so I reached out to him, explained to him what all had happened, sent him all the documents, sent him all the emails from the corporate attorney from COPART, and they told me what to say and how to navigate this without having to hire an attorney. So I did. Ultimately, long story short, what ended up happening was COPART at the time owed me, it was like 2,000 and some change. I forget exactly what it was. I was suing them for $5,000. I was suing them for not only the 2,000 something that they owed me, but I was also suing them for the aggravation and the court cost and just my time and stuff like that. Ultimately, COPART ended up settling with me out of court for $3,500. And I withdrew the claim. And again, if you guys go to, you can just go on Google Honolulu court records, click on it, type in Shawn Rose, pull it up, scroll down. You'll see a bunch of different cases that I'd filed against people and businesses. You'll see COPART or Shawn Rose versus COPART. Click on it. Click on, I think it's documents or docket, something like that. Click on the tabs. You'll see it. You can scroll down. You can see the date that I filed. You can see all the different motions. You can see all the evidence that I uploaded. You can see all of it. So I'm not lying about any of that. So then you will see on there even where we went to court and the case was dismissed because I withdrew the claim. It was done. No, COPART did never send me a cease and desist, whatever. The other thing that I wanted to address, and this was another comment that he had said in the video, and it was so far from the truth, and it was actually comical. I started laughing. He says that he was angry because I had said that myself and TK had had sexual intercourse with Robin. Never said that. Never said that. First of all, for any of you guys that are watching this that are gay, I'm what they call a gold star gay. I have never, not once, ever been with a female. Ever. Ever. Not interested. Nothing. I've never made the accusation or the claim that I had slept with this individual. I'd never even met her in person. Talked to her on the computer and talked to her on the phone. That was it. Never even been in the same state with her. So that was inaccurate. And I don't know. I don't know. I don't know why he said that, but it is a lie. I never said that. So that's that. We're done with that. Now, let me address the stuff about me reporting to the EPA and to the licensing board. I was given information of how to do that. I was told, and again, I'm not trying to justify what I did. At the end of the day, I wish that Randy and I would have had a conversation prior to me doing all of this. In my defense, back in 2021, I believe it was, I did try to reach out to Randy. I've had his cell phone number for years, unless it's changed. But I did try to reach out to Randy via text. I asked him to call me about the issues and the shit that I was being told, and he never did. I'm not trying to point finger and say, well, if you would have called me, this wouldn't have happened. That's not what I'm trying to say. So don't try to misconstrue what I'm trying to say. But what I'm saying is I wished he would have reached out to me because we could have probably squished this years ago. And we would have both probably been a lot happier because we would have realized that the common denominator in this issue or these issues and conflicts was one person and gotten rid of them a long time ago. So I had tried to reach out to him before and he would never respond to me. And, it is what it is. So when I emailed him the first time and started trying to talk to him about what was going on in the videos that I was posting and stuff like that, I told him in like the first or the second email that I was the one that reported him to the EPA and to the licensing board, and I apologized and told him I was sorry. I told him, I said, you know, at the end of the day, I know my apology probably doesn't mean shit because it's caused you a lot of stress and headache. Um, but you know, all I can do is apologize. There's nothing I can't. I don't have a time machine. I can't go back in time. I can't fix it. You know, there's nothing I can do to fix it other than just apologizing to you and telling you that I'm sorry. And you know, wishing that things were different. Now, with that being said, I have completely left him alone. I have not bothered him with anything. I've not made any videos about him except this one today. And the only reason I'm making this is because you guys keep sending me information and trying to insinuate that he's still over there on his channel talking shit about me and running his mouth. I know for a fact that that is a lie and that he is not. Here's how I know that. Number one, I'm subscribed to his channel. Um, I watch almost every one of his videos that come out, not because I'm trying to see if he's talking about me, because I generally like Randy. I like his content. I've always liked his content. Him and TK were the reason that I started YouTube, because they were doing automotive content and this was stuff that I wanted to do. Um, so I still watch his channel. I like 99.9% of his content. Um, so I know for a fact that all of you guys that keep trying to antagonize and poke the bear and start more drama and bullshit, I know you guys are just trying to start shit, and I know it's a lie. How I know it's a lie? Because I watch all of Randy's videos. And then this morning, when I decided that I was going to make this video, and it's 11:13 in the morning, my partner got up to go to work at like 9, and I started, left at 9, and I started watching videos. Um, I have went through all of his videos over the last 2 months, 2.5 months, and he has not said not the first word about me since July 23rd. So respectfully, to each and every one of you guys that watch my videos or watch Randy's videos or watch TK's videos, which I want to address one other thing with TK because somebody sent me something else about him as well. But respectfully, for any of you guys that watch any of our videos that you like me or you like Randy or you like TK, that's fine. I'm sure Randy will agree with this. I don't have a problem with you watching any of our videos. The issue that I have is that you guys continue to try to start drama and to start shit. Randy's going through serious health problems right now. The last thing he needs is more stress from you guys. Um, TK's going through his own shit right now. The last thing he needs is more stress from you guys. I'm going through my own shit right now. The last thing I need is more stress from you guys. I still got fucking cancer spots on my damn head that need to be removed. Um, the last thing we need is to deal with any more drama. So the last thing that I'm going to address is somebody sent me a link the other night and I finally remembered, or the other day, and I finally remembered to watch it last night. And it is TK saying that he got demonetized and was explaining something to do with automotive content and stuff like that, or like street takeovers and stuff like that. I had absolutely nothing to do with it. I don't watch TK's channel at all. Last night was the first night I have watched any of his videos since July. I have him blocked. I do not speak to him. He does not speak to me. I wish him all the best. He was, in my opinion, was a dear friend back in the day. People grow apart. I think Tyler Perry said it best when he was doing Medea. He says, some people come in your life for a season. Some people come in your life for a lifetime. And you got to decipher um, what that person is there for a season or for a lifetime. Unfortunately, TK was just in my life for a season. Um, and that's fine. That's fine. With that being said, I don't watch his channel. I have I have absolutely nothing to do with his channel. Um, I haven't reported any of his content. I couldn't even tell you what's on his channel other than the one video that I was sent where he was saying that he got demonetized and was showing some screenshot of getting demonetized. he's got tons of other sources of income, as far as ad, revenue and stuff like that from different channels. I had nothing to do with it. I wish him the best. I wish Randy the best. I wish all of y'all the best. Um, but as far as the drama and the shit goes on about poking fun at other YouTubers and trying to bring their channels down and starting shit for them, I'm done. Leave me alone. If that's what all that you guys are interested in, don't come to my channel. Block my channel, unsubscribe from my channel, do whatever y'all want to do, but I'm not going to be involved in the drama. So guys, that's going to be it for this video. Um, I hope that actually, you know what? Let me address one other thing while I have you guys on here. And this was something I was going to make a video about this a few weeks ago, and I just left it alone. And then after the murder of Charlie Kirk, it really just kind of sat home what I've been thinking anyway. This is the United States. We live in a country where one of our First Amendment rights is freedom of speech. We have the right to our own opinions. And this man was murdered because of his opinion. This man was murdered because he didn't believe what the left believes. This man was murdered because he had the courage to get up on stages and speak his truths or speak what he believed. And he was killed for that. And that just really made me go back and think about when I was having this conflict with Randy, and so many of his subscribers and his followers were coming over to my page and was emailing me and telling me that they were going to kill me, or and I still have the emails. This isn't made up. I still have the messages, and some of them I did turn into law enforcement because some of them were extremely, extremely graphic and was a little on the scary side. But I had individuals messaging me telling me that I should kill myself. I had people messaging me telling me they were going to hunt me down and kill me. I had all types of ridiculous messages. I had one individual actually message me and was trying to figure out where I lived. And scary enough, they found one of my old homes. They didn't find where I live now, but they did find my old address. And that was a little scary because this was the same person that was threatening to put a fucking bullet between my eyes. And so that person was reported to law enforcement. And it's probably safe to talk about it now, but they did identify the person and he was arrested. But for the fact that so many people are in this country and around the world for that matter, but especially in this country because this is where we live, are okay with ending somebody's life just because they don't think the same thing that you think, you need some fucking help. That's what y'all need. It's ridiculous. We live in the United States, freedom of speech. And yeah, I seen a comment, I seen a couple of people say this actually, about Charlie being murdered was freedom of speech comes with consequences. It does. It does come with consequences, but murdering somebody because they think differently than you, that should never, ever cross anybody's mind, to end somebody's life because they didn't think the same as you. Let me leave you with this to think of. If your mom or your dad, brother, sister, lover, husband, wife, kids, whatever, if I didn't agree with one of them, something that they said, does that give me the right to go blow their brains out? No. No, it don't. And how would you feel knowing that one of your loved ones was murdered because that person didn't like what they had to say? Think about that next time. Y'all have a great day.